on, turn that on. Let's see here. Something's not working here. Definitely not working. Okay. I'll fix that in a minute. You guys can all hear me, so that's good. I'll fix that in a moment once the introductions get underway. So, welcome to Baptized in Blood, Session 2. Session 2. We're going to go ahead and get started in a moment, but first we're going to do some announcements. The first thing on the announcements, and the only thing on the announcements right now, is the schedule. So for June, this is our last game of Baptized in Blood, and then we have Kingdom of Darkness this upcoming Wednesday on the 25th. Okay? After that, in July, we have 3 total games. 3. We have on July 9th, Kingdom of Darkness. That's Wednesday. That's 8 p.m. US East. We have Baptized in Blood on the 19th at 5:30 p.m. US East. And then we have Kingdom of Darkness on the 23rd. And that will be Session 8 of Kingdom of Darkness. So it'll be Baptized in Blood, Kingdom of Darkness, Baptized in Blood, Kingdom of Darkness. Door of Eternity... Door of Eternity doesn't pick back up until August. That's just the way the cookie crumbled for the schedule for them, because they had the biggest shift in how their schedule was rolling. So, because they were already pre-established, this game just basically started. So, little to no adjustment on that. And that's pretty much it for announcements. Dan's gonna do introductions, and I'm gonna figure out why the fuck this thing isn't working. So, go ahead and take it away, Dan.
Perfect. So, beginning with introductions, starting with moi. I am your local ball of fury, Cinder, the barbarian little happy ball of blood, fury, fun. Coming at you with some other character introductions, starting in just the random order that I choose to pick. Let's go with Alivana.
I'm Alifana. I play Alia Kola, a cleric who is supposed to be at the Academy of Florida or something like that, but is stuck in this film.
Nice. Bringing up the rest of our missing body part gang, Rio.
I think he means Darrow.
Oh, hi. Yes, I am Drio. I play Renault, the paladin, with 5 whole points of lay on hands, and I saved 5 people in last session. So, yeah.
Now I'm gonna purposely get everyone else wrong, just for fun. So we're gonna go with Jojo.
Hello. I'm Jordan, or to an extremely small group of people, Jojo. I'm playing Thalen Varkarliger, who connived his way here, actually. And him and his dog Titan are really hoping they can make an impact on the front line. But right now, he's just strength 9.
Just strength 9?
Yeah.
Jeez. Let's see. Noise suppression for this, and let's see. Maybe a little gain for this too. I'm trying to also fix the audio, so
Nice.
whoever's next.
Yeah. You know him. I know him. Been playing with him forever. Let's go with Crow.
Who the fuck is Crow?
That's my arch nemesis. Hi, I'm Raven. I'm playing Amelia, our sorcerer and fully backliner. Hoping to survive the session tonight.
And then pulling up the rear, Kiva.
Hi, I am referred to as Vi, and I am a Dark Oath Soul Knight rogue who is going to be firmly stuck in the back throwing daggers, unless I need to.
You got, like, everyone else's name wrong, but then
just Kiva.
It's still technically wrong.
That's because I'm awesome.
Well, if it's not Kiva, what is it supposed to be?
I was expecting like Micah or something.
Or V
I thought about it, like
for
V for Vendetta.
Yeah,
Exactly.
okay.
All right. Let's see. Audio good? Audio good for everybody? Yeah?
Yes, sounds good to me.
Okay.
Chilling.
Well,
Just kidding.
I'm hearing from chat that it sounds better. I don't know if it sounds good yet, but it sounds better. So I'm gonna go ahead.
Well, I
And
could always do more talking.
you could do more talking. We could
Exactly.
we could stand to hear you more, Dan. Okay.
Here, if you need a podium, I could just put you on my shoulders because I'm the tallest person here.
Mm.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Coming in at a good 6'3" of drow goodness
And with heels.
with heels.
We could do the D&D version of docking.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
Like when you make a robot, I'll sit on your shoulders. We get someone on the right, someone on the left.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for explaining that. I was thinking about something else.
Shut up, Raven.
All right.
Yeah, no, I know where my mind went there, but we're not going
And
to talk about that.
The Groot and Rocket Raccoon joke is right there, and no one's going for it.
I'm gonna unpause the game now. All right. Last we left off, we had the squad from the 14th Bane Knights make a counterattack on Tal's forces who are breaching the city. Your squad, led by Sergeant Terry of Hillsfar, that's where he's from, cut off a group of skeletons, warriors and all, in an alleyway on just off a street, just off a main road. You guys fought bravely, tooth and nail, several of you being knocked out during the fight, getting back up and fighting some more. And you managed to pull through with no one dying, with some severe wounds. And now you've returned back to your battalion headquarters, which has seen better days and does not match the austerity and prowess of your storied battalion's legacy. So, we shall begin here. It is going to be ignore the clock in the bottom left-hand corner. It does not work. It is the 4th of Crozius, which is the Pasuo die of the week. So, 4th. Now, this is more or less going to be a bit of a role play session. So what you guys do is more or less up to you, but sometimes I will have some NPC encounters and other things, and if this goes off the rails and you guys start picking fights, then we're going to start having fights. So it's really up to you what happens. So,
Well, first things first, we all agreed unanimously outside of chat, in our secret chat, to refer to him as Commander Buckethead, right? So in game, he's Commander Buckethead, right? Everyone agree with that? That's true.
I think he will.
Entertain that.
You're the only one that would survive his hit if you called him that. And you'd have to already be raging first, I think.
And out of range.
I'm going to refer to him as Sergeant, I think. Mostly out of fear.
I will let you guys know when you have reached the end of your time for roleplay, when a mission will be generated, okay? And that means you'll basically be pushed into a briefing, and then that will be the end of the session, and you will have your next session will be that mission series. So to kind of push this up a little bit, push this thought near to the top of your brain here. Your current war score is 55 to 52 in favor of the CDF at the moment. Your side will gain 1 point every day, and the Talian Crusade will gain 2 points every day. So eventually they will catch up to you. If they exceed your total by double, they win. So it is a mathematical certainty unless missions get completed.
Okay.
So basically, each day I will roll a die to determine whether or not that is going to be a mission day or not, and the odds are pretty good in your favor for non-mission days. So that gives you plenty of time to boost yourselves and to give yourselves a bit of training so that you can increase your stats, increase your skills, maybe learn a feat or two, that sort of thing. That's the general idea for what you're mechanically doing during this downtime. You remember that you have your bonuses available to use and spend. There's 2+1 bonuses and a +3 bonus.
Mhm.
So be aware of that. You can only they're expendable. So you spend them, they're gone, and they don't roll over into next session. So you've got to burn them today, or you don't get them. And that's basically how this is going to go. So this is the second session, so I'm kind of giving you the run through again. But that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me, and we'll go ahead and get started. So if anybody has an idea of what they want to do first, you can go first. If not, I can roll a die. Okay, Vi wants to go first. Vi, go ahead.
I just wanted to have a quick question because I vaguely remember what we talked about prior.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to start fighter training now.
Yeah. Yes, you could start. You could start fighter
Okay.
training now, if you'd like. That would be. Did you want to put that towards your level up as well?
I believe so,
Okay.
yes.
All right. So your best people to train fighter with are Furia
Her.
or Sergeant Bucket. I mean Sergeant Terry. So yeah, you could approach either of them and have a conversation with them and see
Sorry,
if
what was her name again?
her name Furia.
Furia.
Yeah.
What's her standing?
She is a lieutenant. She is the combat leader. She is a bronze knight. So she is of a high, like middle knightly rank, much higher than any of the other knights that you'll come across, other than the higher officers. Like for example, the
Is this
command.
something I would know?
Yes, this is something you would know. So she's of a middling knightly rank, and she is an officer.
So for like the bronze, is it safe to assume like there's silver and gold or some sort of
Yeah,
equivalent?
yeah. So,
Okay.
you get your fresh knighthood, and then you become a veteran knight, and then you become a bronze knight, silver, gold, and then it goes into gemstones. But anyway, the commander is a gold knight, so
Okay.
she's
So
2 ranks below her in the knightly order.
she's still my superior, technically speaking, correct? So
Correct.
if if I wasn't in the military unit, what would be my standing compared to her? I'm like gauging because I haven't seen her before. I'm kind of gauging who she is because I haven't seen her in combat yet.
Right. So you can make an insight check or an honor check, depending on which way you want to go with that. So if you want to go from how does she stack up to me in a physical martial way, that'd be the insight. If you want to see how she stacks up to you in a social strata kind of way, that'd be the honor check.
Well, I think just guessing she would be fairly prowess in physical combat.
Yeah.
I guess it's more of my own personal curiosity if she would have a similar standing that where I am from.
Okay.
That would be honor then?
Yes.
I mean, I can tell you from my own experience, you could kick anyone's ass in this fort, but we're not going to.
That's funny. I'll do a little bit of digging. So is that a normal
Yeah, normal honor.
honor?
Yep.
Okay. Oh my
Ooh.
god.
So it begins.
How do I want to?
Almost tradition.
How do I want to go about this one? So
She's like one of my sisters.
I think if you were to consider her in the if she were a drow in your worldview, she would be, you know, a captain of a squad of your house's troops. So like if your house had soldiers, she would be in charge of a big unit of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's how you kind of gauge her in a social strata kind of way.
Okay. All right.
So not necessarily part of like the main like tree of the family, main trunk of the family, but like definitely in an honorable position, definitely someone to be respected, but not necessarily someone who, you know, is above you in a social kind of way.
Okay. Makes sense. I'm loving that that one really threw you for a loop.
Eh, So I usually expect like a really good roll on this kind of stuff, and then you could go one of two ways with a one is either like complete idiocy of like, oh, you think she's far beneath you, and then you step in it, or you know the opposite, you think she's so above you that like you bow to her, and I think those kinds of extremes can be a little bit too much
Weird.
sometimes. It can be a little
Yeah.
weird. Yeah, I think outside of it, you what you gauge her is what your expectation is. It's
Mhm.
your expectation that you're thrusting on her, not what her actual stance
Okay.
is. So
Would anyone like to have their turn before I continue?
Um, I did have a question.
Yarp.
So, well, first off, so those skeletons got in through a breach in the wall,
Yeah.
right? So, is someone repairing that?
Um. Let's see here. Give me an intelligence check.
Oh shoot. Well,
Sorry, I can't give you guidance here.
I'm testing how well you
rip
know Helcorth's defenses. So
ripperoni. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not that bad at intelligence. I'm just dumb in real life.
hmm. Um.
He hadn't noticed.
Oh no! Stop it. Um. So you're aware that Helcorth has a shield around it. It has a magical shield that is protecting it from ongoing long-term bombardment. It is basically protecting you all from incursions directly. And so if they're going to get through it, they need to either bring down the shield somehow or find a way to teleport past it. So with your limited understanding of how all this stuff works, the only thing that comes to mind is somehow they brought down the shield so that they could break into the wall itself or go over the wall and then get inside. And these walls are very thick, so, you know.
Mm. I think so that's what Renault would spend his time doing then, because you know, if they're more concerned with the shield, obviously the shield is important. But if they brought down the shield and broke through the wall, that's a problem. So he's gonna spend some time, if nobody else is doing it, to kind of shore up that hole in the wall and find any others if there are.
So you're going to volunteer to help repair that?
Yes.
Okay. I do want to point out that you guys are not the only unit in the city. There are thousands of troops here on your side. So this is a big endeavor by the military. You're not alone. You know, there's dozens of other battalions moving around. You guys are a special combat and warfare unit. So, you know, you can definitely volunteer your spare time, but if you get called to do fighting, that's where you're going, you know. So,
Oh, of course, of course. I mean, I guess I would just want to make sure that it's getting done. I mean, if there's
okay.
thousands of troops, I might just talk to Terry about it and see if, you know,
Sure.
he can help me get some movement on that.
Yeah, you could either swing by or you can talk to somebody, whatever you want to do about that. Your time is your free time is yours. So
Cool. Cool. So that's probably where I'm gonna head whenever it's my turn to have some dialogue.
sure. Okay. We got a next. We got a next.
Sure.
Where
Meanwhile,
the fuck did Cinder go? Oh, there you are.
Cinder does his twice daily routine of going in the storeroom and getting armfuls of food
Mm-hmm.
Excuse you.
and bringing them back out to the campfire because he eats his body weight every day.
In one
Oh my
in one
God.
sitting?
Yep.
How often does he wander off from the group to go behind a tree?
Oh, like all the time.
Oh my god, it's gonna stink out here.
And he'll sit by the fire and he will cook everything again over the fire to crispy levels and then munch on it very loudly.
All right.
Amazing.
So you are cooking
This
away.
is so he's building Constitution in his downtime. Gotcha.
He has a pile of supplies next to him that's about half as tall as he is, and he's just munching.
Okay. I'm just taking.
And then whenever he's done with that, he's going to go find Sergeant Bucket. Probably leaving some food behind for the doggo, because the doggo's a good boy. And every day I want to challenge Sergeant to a fight.
Okay. A spark.
Because I want to improve my dexterity.
Ah, okay. So that's your improvement. You want to improve dexterity. Okay. All right. Let me take a note of that real quick, and we'll get to rolls soon. And we're gonna do this as the declarative phase, I suppose, and then we'll do the role play, and then we'll do the rolls after that. So just to keep it nice and organized and flowing. So that's your declarative. Let's move to the next person. So that'd be either Thalen, Elia, or Amelia.
I can go next. So the first thing I'm going to do, obviously, given that I'm not supposed to be here, is check for any if there's any news or any update about have my actual paperwork been located so that I can get out of this place.
Okay.
So that's the first thing I'll do. I'll check on that, and then I will, given that the plate armor wasn't any good, I will look into trying to convince people that we could use some armor, or I could actually repair some armor if necessary, if we had some that like somebody wasn't using anymore, or like been damaged, needed some repair or something.
Okay.
If that could be requisitioned to us.
Mm-hmm.
And thirdly, then we'll look into trying to figure out who I can get some martial weapons training from.
Okay. All right, so make sure I have this right. You want to check on your paperwork. You want to somehow, in any fashion, acquire plate armor, and then you want to accomplish martial weapons training. Did I got that right?
Yep.
Great. Okay, I'm going to go through this one more time once I've got everybody's declaratives. Okay, and then Thalen or Elia. I mean, Thalen or Amelia.
I can go.
Okay.
So We have lines of communication outside of the city,
Yes.
I assume.
Yes.
So between both my parents, or even oh, hang on, I have to go look up the name list. Oh, couldn't find it. Okay, whatever my sister's name is, or any of my other immediate family members, do you think I might have a good idea of who I would get the best odds of getting some armor for Titan if I wrote them a letter?
Okay, so let me just pull up your family here. All right, so Thalen, you have a sister who's your
Oh, I just found the list too.
you have your twin sister. Then you have your 10 other siblings. Only one of them, or two of them are well, aside from Lamala, who's your twin sister, you have two other sisters. The youngest of whom is 7, and the middle sister is 14. If you want to try a brother, there you have a bunch of those. So,
Do I have any feeling like maybe I'd be able to appeal to my mother? I doubt that. I doubt that Skillblood is happy enough with me right now to send me a set of dog armor.
he's so mad. Like, you're effectively exiled from the family holding, for now. So he's pretty mad.
Yeah. Does Thalen think I can that he can get a letter to his mother though? How sympathetic is she to me?
Let's find out. So let me go ahead and roll a die about this. She has a bunch of other kids. Let's see here. This is for me alone. Your mother may not be the best idea, but you might be able to get your aunt, one of your two aunts, to kind of help. So there's Venrai, who's your uncle Heinrich's wife, and then there's Markala, who is your blood aunt, your father's sister. So those two would be, and Markala is closer to you in age. She's 41, so she's only like 8 years older than you. Probably changed your diapers, that kind of relationship. So she might have a little bit more of a motherly kind of caretaker-y kind of feel towards you. So that might be a good avenue to go.
Yeah, I think I'll write a letter to Maricala then.
Okay.
And I like it's not just hello, can I have dog arm? It's hey, do you have any advice for maybe getting back on not skill blood, but at least due to Radicra, like getting a little bit closer to her good side again, back into graces, and then saying, as I wrap the letter up, hey, I have Titan and I don't have any gear for him. If you can send anything, if not for me, then do it for, appeal to that side.
Do it for Titan.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I know why I'm here. He's kind of, it's not his fault, sort of.
Yeah. Okay. So that's your declarative for the day.
Do you want like I can roll persuasion or something for that, or?
Yeah, we'll get to the rolls.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just making the list now. Okay, so that brings us to Amelia.
First I have a question.
Okay.
Do we have any range target for practicing
You
around here?
you do not right now, but you could probably convince someone to get one, or source one yourself.
A tree?
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of trees. There's some rocks. You could, you know, grab some leaves and stuff a shirt and nail it to a tree and have a, that sort of thing.
I don't think a tree isn't that bright of an idea, seeing as I mainly use firebolt.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's maybe a rock.
Oh, it'll get real bright. Trust me.
But yeah,
Some boulders.
shirt with some leaves in it, an old shirt that maybe got cut up or something,
Mm-hmm.
might actually work better than a target practice, because then I can actually target better. And I want to mostly train on my accuracy with my magics.
Okay, so you're trying to improve as your attack roll for magic.
Yes.
Okay. So that you are a charisma caster. Your magical accuracy is derived from your spell abilities, which is expressed in lore and in world as your control over your magic, right? So you'd be training charisma for that.
Yes.
Okay, and you are. There we go. Okay. All right, and those are the things you want to commit to right now.
Yes, for now.
Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and go through the list real quick to make sure I've got everybody. So Amelia, you want to make a striking dummy, and you want to do some target practice to improve your control for your magic, which amounts to a charisma improvement. Cinder,
Yes.
you want to do dex training so that you can, dodge and fight better. So you want to commit to that. With Sergeant Terry of Hillsfar. Elia, you have 3 things on your list. Check on your paperwork, acquire plate armor, and martial weapons training. Renault, you have 1 thing on your list. Check on the wall. Thalen, you have... Oh, did you want to add something?
If I could add one more thing. If I either get a group on the wall, or if I don't end up working on it, or for whatever reason, I'm probably gonna talk to someone about just some combat training.
Okay.
Probably either Furia or Bucket. I'm debating on which one.
Okay, specifically for melee.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's right.
And you're strength-based, right? Okay.
That's right.
So combat training for strength. Okay, and then Thalen, you want to write a letter to your aunt, get on to see how you could get on your mom's good side, and you'd like some dog armor for Titan. And
Yeah, I also if I see anybody else backpacking onto some strength training, I'm gonna try and
okay.
I'll try and keep up with that.
Okay. Are you under 10?
Yes.
Okay. Reason why I ask is because you get it a little bit easier when you're under 10.
Oh, good.
Yeah. You can. Go ahead.
I'll go on. Oh. I was gonna say if we aren't gonna do anything else with that ruined plate armor that we found, maybe we could make that into a training dummy too.
Oh, yeah, there's that too.
Might hold up a little better than Leaf shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Depends on if I end up needing to use the material.
Yeah.
So there is a little guidebook on training in the guidebooks folder in the journal. So that's the open book icon. And then you go down to guidebooks, which is a folder, and you should have access to at least observer status over the training guide. So you can look at that and kind of, consider what's there. A little quick read for you while I'm going through the rest of this. Thalen wants to do combat training, and Vi wants to do wants to train for a new class, fighter. So she wants to get that done, right? Anything else for Vi?
What would I have time for?
Well, that's the thing. So we don't know how many days we're gonna have.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be that's gonna be the dependent, the determining factor, and I'm gonna roll at the end of every day for the for whether or not the mission comes up.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
act like you're gonna have a month, right? But if you don't get it all done, you don't get it all done.
Well, I mean, I'm focusing on multi-classing with fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And how many hours can I dedicate to that? And can I just dedicate solely to that?
You can dedicate solely to that. It'll be done quite fast because it's, you're picking up level 1, right? So to qualify, I'm going to say you just need 50 points because you already statistically qualify, I believe.
Yes.
Yes.
And am I proficient in my playing cards?
You should be.
Let me double check.
Yeah, it's at the
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's at the bottom of your attributes page under tools, playing card set.
Okay.
Yeah. So you are proficient in that. And yeah, you do qualify because you got a over 13 in Dex or Strength, so you could definitely take Fighter right now as part of your level up. So for training, I'll give you it'll just be 50 points since you already qualify, and then for the rest of your time, you can devote your days to something else.
Okay. Let me think on it for a minute.
Sure. Okay. I'll come back to you. So for the first day, I have broken out how many points or days a task will take for you to finish. Note that if your task comes with a complication, that it may stretch out how many days. So all tasks start as 1 day. If a complication occurs, either you fail a roll or something else happens, your days to completion or your points to completion will get stretched out by 1, so you'd have to follow up the next day and follow up the next day until it's complete, right? So for Amelia, you have your make a striking dummy task or charisma improvement. Which would you like to work on first?
I'll first work on my striking dummy.
Okay, so this is essentially a crafting check. Do you have any tools that you craft with regularly?
No, unless you include alchemist supplies, but otherwise no.
Okay, but you do have the idea of like constructing things is a process, so you have that in mind. I will let you use either intelligence or dex to craft the striking dummy. If you want to wait until Alia's figured out the plate armor situation, we can skip to Alia.
Amelia is gonna try it herself first.
Okay, so dex or intelligence to put this together.
That would be most definitely dex.
Ooh.
So it continues.
So it does continue. So you're having a hard time stuffing this scarecrow. That's essentially what you're doing, is you're stuffing a scarecrow. And the leaves are wet and gross. Some of them are frozen. Some of them are deteriorating in your hands as you're trying to do this. It's a big mess. And it becomes a problem, and it is delayed by a day. So maybe back to the drawing board about that, or maybe wait until someone is available to help you with it to give you advantage on the roll.
Bit unfortunate.
Unfortunate indeed. Okay. Cinder. Combat training with the sergeant. So, for you, you just have to roll a dex check, but we're going to do the role play for it first, if you'd like. Danny.
Yep. Sorry, was on mute.
So we're doing the role play part of your thing, and then you are going to make a dex check for this day.
Awesome.
So,
Yeah. So after eating, I'm gonna go talk to Sergeant.
Okay. You approach Sergeant Terry. He is, bigger than you by quite a bit. Human. You're aware. He's a bit tan. When when you've seen him with, his cuirass off, and he's in the workout clothes, which is essentially just a black tunic and, black breeches. So
I'm gonna come walking up with my mace, and I'm gonna go right up to him. I'm gonna go, Sergeant.
He nods. Cinder?
You handled yourself really good in that battle last time.
So did you.
Now let's fight.
Oh, okay. So he takes 10 minutes to put his armor on, and you guys fight.
Oh, I want to watch.
Cinder's just impatiently like tapping his foot, like on the urge of like going into rage, but trying not to go into a rage early, like forcibly trying to calm down from going into a rage.
Just desperately trying to think about baseball.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, he gets his armor on. He's ready. Go ahead and make your dex check. Very good, Cinder. That's a 17. You have a good bout between the two of you, facing off. Both of you wield a ball and chain, which is an interesting fight to see, as it's mostly circular physics, trying to hit each other with the ball part of your weapon. You definitely pick up some tricks to dodging, hopping over the incoming swing of the ball, ducking under it as it comes in, stepping to the side as it comes overhead to slam into the ground. Neither of you manage any good hits in because you're both very, quick and proficient with your weapons, but you get the good practice in and you score 17 points towards your improvement.
Damn. Same time tomorrow then.
He nods.
Cinder's just gonna kind of limp away.
Okay. Next person, let's do Elia. Now, you have three things on your list. You have check on your paperwork, you have acquire plate armor, or you have martial weapons trading. You can only do one of these a day.
Okay, well let's check on the plate armor first.
Okay. So this will be a investigation check. Because you are searching, you are looking for a scrapyard where you can get parts you may need, or you're looking to see if there's any disused or discarded plate, or if there's any spare around that you can, swipe in the good old army fashion of, oh, you're not using that? That belongs to our battalion now. Or if you can find a way to, get around the usual procurement process. That way you don't have to bother any officers with this. So, investigation check, please. All right, an 11. Average roll. There is quite a lot of armor in scrap condition that you've been able to find in a couple of scrap yards. Could you piece together a full suit from everything you found? Sure. It'll take a bit to repair it, so that would, increase the number of tasks to this. As for procuring a brand new set, not happening. Not in this method. You'd have to go through the officers to do that.
Okay. About how long? Do I have any estimate about how long it would take, given my professional opinion?
Given your professional opinion, if you choose, let's say you spend one more day to choose the best pieces from the scrapyard, it would take you 3 more days to affix piece together a set of plate.
Okay.
So we're looking at 4 total days, this one included, if you go that route to get a functioning set of armor.
Okay, so that gives me something to think about for the next day.
Okay.
If I was to ask either the Sergeant or Furia, what would they recommend as far as getting a plate?
You'd have to talk to them about it. You want
Would that take me a whole day, or would that be a
No, that could just
you
be a
just have-
roleplay thing that you could just ask them about it. It wouldn't take you a whole day.
Yeah. So I'll ask them, given that I know that I can spend some days making it. Although I know that there are possibly other things that are more valuable to the military that I'd be doing besides making my own armor. But so I will see if they have any recommendations or if there's any strings they can pull.
Sure, yeah. Who do you want to go to first? This will be included in your investigation for today.
I will talk to. Well, given the trouble I caused in IHR, I will try to deal with the chain of command appropriately and ask Sergeant Terry first.
Okay. You go to the sergeant first. He, as described before, he is tallish, a little bit above average in the height department. Wears the helmet at all times. Generally when he's lounging about here, he's got his workout clothes on. So, in uniform, but ready to do PT and that sort of thing. You approach him, he says, Kolov, right?
Yes, sir.
What can I do for you?
Well, given the action that we just saw against the skeletons, and given my abilities, it seems like if I'm going to be mixing it up with the enemy so that I can try to heal my allies and keep them alive in one piece, that I would greatly behoove me to find better armor. And so I have the skills. I could craft plate if I need to.
His eyes
However,
glaze
that
over.
will take me a bit, and I would. I was wondering if you had some way of, if we had some spare, or if you knew of some way of more quickly or easily requisitioning some.
Sorry. I stopped thinking and you kept talking. What are you looking for specifically? Just out with it. The one thing you need.
Plate, please. Plate armor.
Plate armor. Okay. I don't do procurement. I am a combat squad leader. That means it has to go up to the commander, which means we have to talk to Furia real quick so she can pass it up. And we're just gonna go up the chain. So let's go talk to Furia.
Okay.
So he grabs you, takes you to Furia. Furia, at this point, let's imagine that she is at the the table. Let's just go ahead and drag us all over here real quick, by the fire, by the door here, just for scenery purposes. He says, Furia, Lieutenant, she wants plate armor. Furia, on the other hand, isn't wearing her armor when around camp. She does have her sword strapped to her side. So she's wearing the regular full black uniform with the red collar and the, I think we have examples of it somewhere in our Discord. But anyway, she has, striking green eyes, bronze skin, just like Amelia's. Her hair is almost exactly like Amelia's, straight and black. They do look very different though between the two of them. She says, "You want plate armor? You know that's expensive, right?"
So it's what I was used to using back home. It's what I trained with, and it will allow me to better take care of my comrades in combat.
Okay. It's got to be fitted for you, right? Can you do this yourself, or is this something that we got to get like an expert craftsman in here for?
I could craft it, yes, myself.
Okay.
However, I'm assuming I'm assuming there are other activities that you could better use my time with, and so I figured I would ask first before taking it upon myself to just craft it.
Okay, let's see. So you're willing to do the work yourself. If that was the case, do you just need materials, or do you, or what? Permission?
Pretty much materials. Don't really. I would need to requisition some metal for it or etc.
All right, I'll go ask the commander and see what she says. You two stay here. Don't do anything stupid. She goes around you, goes into the battalion headquarters, knocks on the commander's door, enters. You're out here by yourself with the sergeant. He says, "Do you still need me?"
Well, I mean, Furia did say for us to stay here, but I don't know if she just meant me or both of us.
She was talking to you, and he walks away.
But
So he kind of leaves you stranded there by the door.
yeah. Well, I wasn't going to be one to raise the lady's ire. I mean, I'm trying to depend on her to help me out as much as possible here.
A few minutes later, Furia comes back out. She looks around. She says, "Oh, did he fuck off?"
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Commander doesn't have the time or energy, or just doesn't want to file the paperwork for it right now, especially considering the state of the unit. So whatever you can accomplish on your own, you're good to do, but we don't have the pull at the moment to source like raw materials for that sort of thing. I mean, it's an endeavor to make a full set. If you can scrap together something, scrap something together. If not, the best you got is what you got. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So consider this permission to waste your time, she says.
Thank you, ma'am.
And she walks away.
So then that raises the question, and it's more of a setting / rules question. Given the armor I have, would I be better suited to craft myself plate, or would I be better suited to basically enchant what I have?
So you got chainmail right now, which is heavy armor, right? And that's usable. The worst thing about it at the moment, other than its AC being 16, and then you got a +2 from a shield, that's not terrible. 18 AC is pretty good. So I think the best option for you from a standpoint of like overall utility, scrap the plate armor. Just let it be like raw iron or steel for whatever project you want to do next, and enchant the chainmail with featherlight, so you can shave off some of that weight on it, which would be good for you. Defensive enchantments on top of this sort of thing are a little bit above your pay grade right now, but you can tack a featherlight on it right now, and that'll make it way less, which is very useful.
Although I'm not close to being encumbered, I don't think.
You are with the plate armor right now, because you got 65 pounds of plate armor with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Your strength is 14, so your threshold is it's somewhere in here. Roughly 70. So 2, 6, 28. So you're okay with that if you drop the scrap, but you'd be in a better position to carry more stuff, because I mean your backpack's carrying a bunch of stuff in it. You'd be able to carry more stuff though if you had featherlight on that. Other than that, as far as defensive enchantments go, let's see. Reflecting is a little bit above your pay grade right now. Because the best you can do is like common or uncommon at the moment at level 1. So, yep. And then thorns, like basic thorns, you can do basic thorns right now on your chain.
And I forget what those give me.
So basic thorns is a slapback. Something hits you in melee, you deal 1d4 of an element that you have control over back to them. So that could be lightning, it could be fire, it depends on what spells you have available to you and what your damage types are. But you could, it's a small slapback just for hitting you.
Okay, but how long would it take to apply that?
Enchanting in Valgas is very fast. It's just exhausting. So it would be the only thing you could do that day magically and just at all. It would take everything out of you. But you could do it in a day.
And I can't do thorns and featherlight.
You can do both.
That would be...
You can do both.
Okay. And so that would take me 2 days then?
It would take you 2 days to do that.
Okay, that's still better than making plate, so...
Yeah.
Let's go that route.
Okay. So you've already did your investigation for plates. So that's this day. Are you just foregoing the rest of that tracker?
Well, I will spend the next day. I will go and try to look into the paperwork, and then I will get back to the armor.
Okay, so as far as armor goes, you're done trying to source a suit of plate, but you are going to do enchantments.
I will make what I have better until I can find better armor.
Okay. Enchantment thorns. Okay. And featherlight. Alright, so that's...
Yep.
Alright. So that's your day 1. Okay, so your day 1's done. Let's go to Renault. Renault.
Yes.
You want to do combat training and check on the wall. You can do one of these two. Which would you like to do?
I'm gonna talk to Bucket about the wall.
Okay, you go talk to the sergeant about the wall.
So I'm gonna walk up and say, Sergeant Terry, sir, how are you, sir?
He kind of tilts his helmet at you like he knows what you were about to say. He says, I'm good, how are you?
I'm alright. I feel a lot better now that my side was patched up. That arrow. How do you take hits like that?
Well, the real trick is to not get hit in the first place. But if you are taking a beating, make sure you keep moving. and keep fighting, because the adrenaline will carry you through it, so long as it's not a lethal
Sure.
blow. So just keep fighting, rely on the adrenaline to carry you through the moment, and then if you're still alive at the end, seek medical attention. If not, your problems are over and you have fresh problems. So
I wonder what those problems would be.
shades,
Well-
shades, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Riddle.
Yeah, that's true.
If you die, you go to the spectral realm. Do you not know this?
No, I do Dothraki have those same beliefs?
Yes, it's well known.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Okay. So yeah, no, I know. We talked about that in the peaks. But listen, in the interest of preventing us all from going to meet the Shades, I have a quick question. That hole in the wall, is anyone gonna patch that up?
Oh, I'm sure Engineer Core will take care of that.
You're sure?
Yeah. Why? Do you think it's not going to happen?
No, I mean, we've got a lot of people milling about, and if we can patch that hole, it needs to get done ASAP. So if you really think engineering core will do it, then that makes me happy enough. But I also had another question.
Yeah.
So clearly you took on probably about 4 of those skeletons at the same time, and you didn't even go down. I took on, what, 2, and I went down like a rock.
Mm.
How do you do it?
How do I do it? I told you. I just zero in, just fight, let adrenaline take me and carry me through. Having good armor helps. So, what are you wearing? And he checks you.
Yes. What am I wearing?
You are wearing chainmail.
Yes, chainmail.
And a shield. So he says, hey, you're well armored. It's just you're not moving fast enough, and they're pretty deadly to begin with. So when it comes to taking hits, you really just have to keep moving. Don't let them get through the armor, and really just grit and get through it. I really don't. There's no like magic solution I have for withstanding an immense amount of pain, and it's awful, right? Getting carved up like a chicken is awful. It hurts a lot. It's terrible. I almost bled out, but you just keep fighting until you can't anymore. That's pretty much it. As far as getting tougher, you'll get tougher. You just have to keep going. You just have to keep practice. And you have to keep, keep on fighting.
I guess next time I should knock one of those skeletons out before it knocks me out.
That's the idea. Yeah. I mean, you picked up one of their hammers, right? They break. Their bones are very brittle. They break easily under, like, crushing force. So use the hammer against them. And then against things with flesh and blood and that sort of thing, use your... What do you got there, a sword? Use your sword.
Yeah, I pat the sword. The sword does well enough, but then I take the maul off of my back and kind of heft it. This thing, it's rusty. I mean, it'll do enough damage, I suppose, but the rust could make it just slide off a target. It could even shatter. I'm wondering, you think that maybe blacksmith would be able to oil it and knock some of the rust off?
Probably, yeah. I think it's worth it taking it to a blacksmith to get it fixed, because worst case scenario, it's scrap, right? But best case scenario, you've got yourself a perfectly good maul that is a good backup weapon for crushing some skeletons. So, and we know most of the enemy legions consist of skeletons, as far as trench fodder goes. So you're gonna be fighting a lot of skeletons, is what I'm saying, because that's all we do. All we do here is fight skeletons and base demons like Scrumgore and shit. So
yeah. well, I don't want to die against a skeleton and doesn't even have muscles. All right, I'll get that taken. I'll take a look at that. In the meantime, I used to do a lot of sparring with Furia. Out of curiosity, who do you think would win, you or Furia?
Oh, she'd kick my ass 6 ways to, next season. So,
Right? I'll tell you what. I mean, I worry that I don't get enough fighting, sparring with her because she's so far above me. Maybe you'd like to spar a bit?
yeah, we can do a few rounds.
All right. And I'm gonna try to take on the sergeant and see how that goes.
Okay. Well, you've checked on the wall, so that's your business for the day. You'll be able to roll
Yes.
next day.
Sounds good.
All right. Thalen. Now scoot over to Thalen.
Yes.
Yes. If you haven't figured out, I'm going alphabetically. So Thalen, you have your letter that you want to pen to your aunt, and you also have combat training, strength. Which of these two would you like to accomplish this day?
I'll do the letter first.
All right. So for the letter that you're going to be crafting, you're going to make a persuasion check.
Okay. Oh, working my way around this character sheet layout.
I know. You'll get used to it. But I kind of hate it too, just a little bit. So. Oh, that was almost really bad, but that turned out pretty good. It was showing me a 2 there for a second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I almost forgot to ask anything about the aunt I was writing this letter to.
Yeah, she is your father's sister, so she's your blood aunt. She didn't marry in. So, and she's the one who took care of you when your mother wasn't around when you were a child, aside from the usual maidservants and such, who would hold your hand going down the stairs and that kind of thing when you were a little boy, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, Thalen almost forgot to, with that nearby 2 was like, oh, I think he had that moment where it's like, oh, I should ask how she's doing and
yeah,
actually address this letter to.
Yeah, actually, have a conversation in letter form as opposed to be like, hey, love you, can I get some dog armor? Right?
Right.
Bork, bork, bork. Okay, so you've rolled a 15 on that, so we'll see how that goes. Whether or not you'll get something in the mail.
Right. Well, is that thing for the day?
That's sailing for the day.
Dope.
Alright, and that brings us to Vi.
Hello.
Now, Vi, you were mulling over some thoughts.
Yeah, so I was thinking either just increasing my skills, but I was stuck between trying to get out of the negative score of strength so I can at least jump,
Mm-hmm.
because with the -1, jumping is pretty much impossible.
Okay.
So I want to train enough to get out of the negatives. Even just if it's 0, I'll be happy with that.
Right. Okay. So, from 8 to 9, it's 100 points. We will, because you're doing fighter training on top of it for your multi-class, we will double count those points. So when you roll for your fighter training, those points will go both into fighter training and into strength training.
Right, because I'm doing push-ups.
Yeah, exactly.
All that fun stuff.
Yep. And then once that first 50 points of fighter training are done, the other 50 are just your regular rolls after that. So you're just doing calisthenics and stuff to, build up your muscle profile so that you can be a better fighter and that sort of thing. So your first 50 points will double count, and then after that, it's straight into strength training, right? So
yeah.
That's good. Is there anything else you wanted to accomplish that you thought of while you were waiting?
I mean, other than the strength training, honestly, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Just whatever, would approach the Lieutenant period and salute. So give her a salute. I don't know what it would look like in comparison. So, um, and I would ask her to guide me in fighter training and put me into training for that, of course.
Sure. Fun fact about the salute that we use today is derived from the French, who would salute by lifting their faceplate of their helmets up as they passed each other so they could see each other, who is riding in the opposite direction they are. That's how that kind of evolved. And so that's kind of how this works here is you approach and she salutes you out of, the habit of, checking. So, because her helmet can be fitted with a Magitech visor so she can see in the dark, but
I have a half mask too. How does that work for me? I'm wearing a hoodie and a half mask.
you'd probably take your mask down and do the same gesture she does, which is the salute.
Okay.
So,
I thought
so
so.
she can see your face. So she's not wearing armor when she's wandering around here like we described before. She says, Vikatra, right? Did I get that right?
Please, call me Vi.
Vi. What can I help you with?
I was going over how the previous encounter went, and I found that I am dearly lacking in certain things, and I figured you would be the best to ask.
Gotcha. Okay.
I ask you to help me get stronger and to learn a little bit of what you do. Maybe it'll help me in battle.
She kind of looks you up and down, says, all right, well, you've got a good athletic build. I'm sure you've got a good base for this. So let's figure out what would work for you. And she looks over at the sergeant, who's about 10 feet away, and then turns to you and says, I don't think the Aurochs through the china shop, through the wall kind of style is for you, huh?
I believe that we should all play to our strengths and build upon our weaknesses.
Finesse it is, she says. So first things we're going to do is we're going to start with calisthenics to see where you're at with that. And then light fencing, and we'll see how that all goes, she says. So she will take you under her wing to train you for your fighter skill, for your fighter level. And so you may go ahead and roll a strength check.
Oh boy, here we go.
We will discard the penalty. Okay, so on the die that is 13, so that'll be 13 points, which is fairly good for your first day.
Highly determined makes better results.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So your first day, she goes, all right, you put in some good work. You've definitely got the building blocks of this. You seem to be a competent fencer, so that's good. The only thing you're really lacking in is musculature and, the kinesthetic memory that goes with it. Or kinesthetic? Kinetic memory that goes with it, she says. Sorry, some of these Corinthian words kind of get wrapped up. She says then, so what you really need is more calisthenics to kind of boost your strength. So that and stamina, cardio, running kind of stuff. So for, when we're not doing direct training, I want you to run everywhere you go. So, if you're going to, go to the pond here, run from the door over there to the pond as fast as you can, back and forth, that sort of thing. Just to get your body used to being in a high test environment.
Understood.
Yeah, so that kind of stuff. Just every opportunity, push-ups. Every opportunity, squats. That sort of
I'm gonna
thing.
start doing planking too.
Yep, planks. Planks are good. All that's fun stuff. So,
I'm
okay.
gonna eyeball Renault because I'm thinking that I'm not sure if he could do planks with a mechanical leg or even push-ups. I want to see how he works out. How does he
Oh,
overcome
jeez.
that hurdle?
Certainly can't do squats.
Well, if you'd like to describe how he does overcome that hurdle, when he tries to overcome that hurdle, you certainly can. It's a natural moment to do so. If you guys, keep an eye on each other when you're doing your morning PT.
So wait, does that mean I'm gonna be dashing everywhere? Can you see?
Yeah,
Use my ability dash everywhere.
Dash everywhere you go.
Until she says stop.
Yeah,
Okay,
just zoom
okay.
everywhere.
Oh boy. Yep.
Gummies.
Is there anywhere besides that pond? How big is that pond?
It's pretty big as far as like small ponds go. It is like 50-ish by 50-ish.
So it's just like circle.
Yep. Just doing
Circle.
circles in the mud around the pond. Absolutely.
Not in the mud. I'm not that uncivilized.
You're gonna do it in the mud, soldier, and you're gonna like it.
I'm gonna have like this disgusted look. Like you being used to being inside of a castle, sort of like daintiness. I prefer to be covered in red.
Okay, so I think that wraps up day 1. It should get up to a week, so that's up to 12 days. So I'm going to go ahead and roll for our next day there. All right, good. So after a certain point, the encounter automatically happens, but that's 1 day in the bag. All right. So going back up to the top for day 2. Day 2 is the 5th. Yep, the 5th. So Amelia.
Today she's actually gonna practice targeting.
Okay.
And after having thought about it a bit, she's not gonna use a training dummy. She's actually just gonna paint a target on a rock with prestidigitation.
Okay, yeah, that works. Discarding the other thing, and then just going straight for blasting.
Yep.
All right. So go ahead and roll your charisma.
Flat charisma or spell attack, because I am...
Flat charisma, because this will improve other things as well.
Okay.
10 points. Okay. So overall, you've had roughly the same amount of hits as misses, but you're getting a little bit more practiced with this. Blasting a rock. Are you blasting it from close distance or from far?
A little mix of both.
Okay. I'm just trying to keep your...
Spell has a functional range of 120 feet, so...
Right. So, probably about 60 feet out, blasting things. The rock, mostly. About half the time, and about the other half of the time, stuff near and around the rock. You've set a bush on fire today. So there was a bit of a kerfuffle about that. But other than that, once they figured out, oh, you're just doing target practice, try not to burn any more bushes, don't blow up any buildings, kind of thing. And then, you're left to your own devices after that. Good showing though. 10 points is good. Anything else you want to add? Is there anything you want to add to your downtime tracker?
Maybe that she is going to do some research if she can find some alchemist supplies
Okay.
around headquarters.
Okay. So do you wanna break that into find alchemist supplies or acquire alchemist supplies and then research?
Yep.
Okay. And research. Okay, is there a particular topic of the research, or do you want to keep that to yourself for now?
I'm keeping that to myself for now.
Okay. All right. Just taking my notes. Okay, added those to your tracker. Cinder. And Amelia, real quick, do you do any do you check in with any of the officers or any of your fellow soldiers while you're doing any of this?
Not while she is training, but she would probably catch up with everyone during, the usual eating times.
Okay. Any conversations you want to have, or are you good right now?
She probably would be good. Probably a little bit exhausting from casting spells all day and trying to not get bushes on fire.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, so that's...
But she happily listens to anyone that has conversation.
Okay, so you're open to receiving conversation, but you're not initiating any conversations.
Correct.
Correct. Okay. Cinder. Cinder.
All right. Cinder's going to do his daily routine of grabbing an armload of food,
Mm-hmm.
eating it again by charring it to a near burnt crisp,
Mm-hmm.
getting up, brushing himself off, straightening up his uniform a little bit, and then he is going to go in a rage and scream and charge at Sergeant Terrell.
So, Sergeant Terry is expecting you at this point, having seen you go off towards the storehouse and get your food. So he's had plenty of time to put his armor on. He's ready for you as you approach. You think you're going to get the drop on him, right? But as you're approaching, he's already swinging at you. Go ahead and make your dex check for me. Okay, you get tripped up in the chains, and you wind up upside down, your ball and chain on the floor, on the ground. You are tangled in his, and he is just gently slapping you in the face, going, "And what did you learn?" Slap.
That I have you right where I want you. And I'm going to try to bite him.
Yeah. Okay. make an attack roll for me. Just your flat strength plus your proficiency modifier.
Oh my.
Oh, you bite his mailed fist. He's like, "All right, get off.
He's like latched on. He's latched on like a rabid raccoon.
Yeah, you start shaking his hand. And he goes, "All right." He drops you. Same time tomorrow?
Same time tomorrow.
Okay. Bye.
And Cinder's actually going to want to try to catch up with everyone at the fire pit.
Okay.
I'm gonna be playing cards when I'm not running around and trying to gamble with Rhino.
Okay. All right. If you guys want to have any side, conversations with each other or role play with each other, just let me know. I'm happy to interrupt the downtime and do that. So.
Yeah, Cinder's going to ask around while we're here for this afternoon. Mainly, once everyone's all gathered around, he's going to be kind of trying to like rub his like bruised arm where he kind of fell on the ground and check that his teeth aren't cracked. And he's gonna look around at like all the other people in his group here. He's gonna be like, you know, guys, I think we're gonna be doing a lot of fighting together, and I'm beginning to realize that maybe I shouldn't always be the one to like charge in and be like on my own with it. So maybe like we could all charge in, or how are all of you other guys gonna charge in and bite people?
Well, that's some pretty impressive insight. You know, I don't tend to bite people, little guy, but I stab them, and I try to stand next to other people who are trying to stab them. You can
Titan
see
and I.
Renault's got this. Sorry,
Oh,
go ahead.
go on. I was gonna say, Titan and I will be right there with you. He does enough biting for both of us.
So we got 2 other frontliners. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of you look a little squishy.
I mean, so me, Thalen, Elia is also a frontliner. I mean, you see her in that armor.
Cinder's gonna give Elia like a side eye.
Like, oh, I gotta be where you folks are because otherwise I can't heal you and fix you up.
I mean, I didn't really get a whole lot of healing last time.
There was a lot of healing that had to go around, to be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I've ever actually used that spell to keep someone from dying before, but I did earlier. I don't even think it's really a spell. I just push a little bit of I don't even know what to call it. Wholesome, a little bit of goodness, and I just push it into them, and then their boo boos heal.
You know, my keeper warned me about guys like you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, he said I should definitely not go into alleyways with people like you.
Are there even any alleyways in this place?
I mean, in this city, yeah, absolutely. It's a big city. It's
Okay.
probably,
Alright.
I mean, population density wise, probably about.
For some reason, your voice kind of almost vanished there, CJ.
Oh, it's probably because I've adjusted the microphone like 3 or 4 times because, I'm trying to find good balancing for the music and the mic and all the sound shit, and it's just I need a sound guy. Is what I need. Anyway, the city is probably about when it was lively and such 2 to 4 million people.
Mm.
So imagine that many enough like residential neighborhoods to support that kind of size, and then enough internal and external agriculture to support a city of that size. So it's a very big city. It's called the Southern Capital for a good reason. So big city, lots of like small alleyways and like little neighborhoods and that sort of thing. So nope, not that song.
To be fair, I'm not about to go into an alleyway with you either.
That's a good idea. You probably wouldn't come back out. But what I'm trying to say is I see all these other groups. They're doing like these drills, and they're in like formations. And what's our formation?
We have formations.
I think I see what he's talking about. Maybe we should bring this up with the sergeant. Maybe devote the occasional day to group tactics. It's got my vote at least.
We need some strategic planning, regardless.
I mean,
Yeah.
as far as I could tell, me, you, and Thalen will hold the line and keep everyone else safe while they do what they can to get them off of us. So if we need to, I'm thinking we each stand about 10 feet apart. We can intercept anyone who tries to get through us. Make a wider line.
I kind of like to run in and out. I mean, I only have so much blood, but I like to like run in and like hit things and then run away and then run back in and hit things again.
How do you know you only have so much blood? Have you seen it all?
Cinder's gonna kind of like hold his arms out and like look down at him, and he's like sizing himself up.
You could be a veritable magical wellspring of blood. You have no idea, do you?
Whoa, what is this psychological shit?
Well, wait, he passed out from blood loss just like everybody else last fight. That implies limited blood.
I mean, it could have been something else. Maybe one too many hits on the head.
Can I slap him on the head?
Oh, who, Renault?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like a upswipe slap behind his head. Like, you stop it.
Should she roll an attack? Or...
No, I mean,
Unless you defend yourself.
only
no.
if you're defending yourself. If not, you know, it automatically connects because it's narrative and flavorful and funny.
You know what? Fair enough. Oh, hey, what is that for?
To get some blood back into your head.
But I, for one, have seen all of my blood, so I know I only have so much.
I'm gonna be like kind of lowering my gaze a little, like, you can't be fucking serious. Like, smells. Then I walk off. I'm gonna start. I'm sorry. I'm not walking off. I'm dashing off. Bye. Yee. I smack you and run away.
Meow.
Cinder's gonna seriously consider if he's a magical wellspring of blood or not.
Okay. Yeah, do you want do you want to roll a check for that?
Yes.
Okay.
Would I ever lead you wrong, Cinder?
Let's
You led yourself wrong.
let's see. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check to convince yourself that you are in fact a magical wellspring of endless blood. Maybe maybe it's not endless, but it's definitely more than this guy has.
Yeah, well, that's true. It's like a
Cinder's gonna
mouthful of
nod to
elements.
himself. Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. So if we have two main frontliners and one me, and then a healer, and then two range, maybe we should make like a T.
a T-shaped formation?
Yeah.
That
Works for
could
me.
work. Yeah, that or just a simple box formation. How many of this us are there? Yeah, we're equal numbers. We can have like a 3x2, 3x2, sorry, 3x2 box formation.
Well, we'll be fighting with the sergeant as well. So
Hmm.
that's
Oh,
that's 3 frontliners, 3
Oh.
dedicated frontliners.
I guess I should have clarified whenever I sat down and we started talking. This is to attack the sergeant tomorrow.
Oh,
I can't
Oh,
take him down by myself. I've tried twice now.
twice.
Yeah, twice.
I bet you and me could do it together. I need to. I need to have a go at him and see how it goes.
Oh, that's a better idea. Every day we should progressively attack him with one more person.
Yes.
I kind of wonder if he has like feeling this weird sensation in the back of his neck. Like, what is? Some people are talking about me.
The camera pans.
I'm gonna be jumped.
The camera pans over to the sergeant, and he mutters to the bush next to him. I got a bad feeling about tomorrow.
You know, does he have a back of a neck? Does he have a head? I've never seen him without the helmet on. Maybe he's headless.
I've seen it once. He's got helmet hair.
Thalen has given Renault the highest, most judgmental eyebrow raise.
Just all the way up to the sky.
and is definitely looking down his nose at him.
Why are you looking at me like that? Have you seen him without his helmet?
I could not even begin to explain.
You haven't disproved me.
Pushes up glasses. Well, if you read letters from the front line, or is it missives? Missives from the front line, you'd know why he keeps the helmet on.
Have a face only a mother could love.
No, it's because one of his friends got their head ripped from their body one day.
Oh boy.
In First Expeditionary. Yeah, it was when he was a youngin' too, so scarred for life, obviously. But that's
No, I feel it.
Do we have like standard issue helmets?
you have
for the
standard
CDF?
Yeah, you have standard issue gear and helmets, all that kind of stuff. So like your armor is very standard issue, your most of your gear is very standard issue. A lot of it's like not quite factory made because they don't have factories, so they all have like little imperfections that are like clearly they're working from a template, but some of them are a little bit more individual than others, depending on who made it, right? So like,
Are they like the ones that Jack and Ike are wearing?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Just by the pond. Those two.
Oh yeah. It's like their stuff, yeah. Jack and Ike, yeah. For some reason, I thought you said something else, but yeah, these guys are wearing. I think this is the light infantry setup. Yeah, Data Slice, if you don't mind posting the uniforms in the Discord, that could give everybody a good idea of what they look like on the regular. Do all 3 versions, if you don't mind. So you guys do have standard issue armor and armaments, but if you brought something personally, like Renault did with his longsword, then you have that instead. Because they'd rather, like, if your weapon is good quality, they'll let you keep it. So they can arm someone else, essentially. So it's money not spent on you, basically. So.
Well, I figure we keep attacking Sergeant until we take him down. Then we move on to the big boss, Furia.
Oh, she would mop the floor with every last one of us, and then have room for seconds.
This guy, I can't even.
The sergeant might help us after we beat him.
Like a beat him to recruit him into your party kind of mechanic. And
Like,
Exactly.
Dragon Ball Z.
yeah, yeah. Which
getting-
Z fighter is Sergeant Terry, Sergeant Bucket? Which Z fighter is he?
Getting the end boss as one of your characters, but it is a much weaker variant.
Let's see, is he a Vegeta or is he a Yamcha? We'll have to
He's
find out.
he's a Nappa.
Don't put that evil on him. Don't call him Yamcha. Just, let's settle with Tian Shenhan and move on.
All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Scene's still yours.
I think Thalen's good for now.
Cinder's gonna start chasing Vi around.
chasing.
Yeah, you're running everywhere, so running's fun.
Okay, I guess we're gonna be like Forrest Gump and start forming like a huge like marathon runners.
Yep.
Okay, I have rolled a mighty die, and I have determined how many days are left. There are, scarecrow images of the standard issue uniforms in the Valgast art channel, so you can take a look at that. Get an idea of kind of what your person's gear might look like if it was standardized, and what maybe, out of the ordinary for your particular set, like how you've personalized it yourself and that sort of thing. So, but we're gonna go ahead. We just did Cinder, so we're gonna do Elia's day 2 now. So Elia, where did you want to focus your efforts today? Check your paperwork.
Yep, I'm gonna see if they finally found the paperwork and or if I need to I don't know if I need to go where I need to go for that, or if I need to write a letter back home to Zategnia to see if like anybody there's found it, like at the university or what. I don't know what my best option for doing that is.
Sure. Okay. Make an investigation check for me.
Okay. Investigation check. Please let me get myself back up here again.
You have a +3 to those, so you're somewhat good at it. With a 7, it seems that your paperwork, you think there might be like a translation error between either your paperwork or your ID or something else, because they say, no, we didn't get that sort of, request from your people, Zategnia, about you, but we did get that sort of request about someone else, and then they won't disclose who that other person is.
Okay,
Do
so
you think it may be like a Ellis Island sort of situation of, your Zategnian name didn't get transferred over to Kruik the right way, and so it doesn't match the paperwork now? And in the endless bureaucracy that is the Corinthian administration, you might have gotten lost in the stacks.
okay, so then worst case scenario, I'm going to have to send a letter back to Zategnia to let them know to resend the paperwork.
Okay.
But I'm assuming that's a problem for another day, right?
Yep. Okay. Note taken. Hi, Deli Do. I know you want to go OUTSIDE because it is your OUTSIDE time, and I know. Okay, so let's. I know, Deli Do. Let's move down to Renault.
Yes. So, I'm gonna have a go at Mr. Terry and see how that goes.
Okay. Yeah. So you approach the sergeant for your training, and let's see here. You've got combat training for strength. So go ahead and make a strength check for me.
All right. Come on. Ooh.
That's pretty good.
Not bad.
19. Hello. Okay, so as you guys spar, he gives you a couple of pointers about shifting your weight as you swing. He gives you a couple of pointers, because he says, all due respect to the lieutenant, she is a small frame. She moves very fast. While she's very strong, the way she moves is not going to be the way you move. So you're really not going to learn anything about how someone who's, built like us should be moving, right? So when a guy charges at you, backflipping out of the way isn't going to work for you. You drop your shoulder, you hit him square in the gut, and you flip his ass over, right?
Yeah, last time I tried to backflip, I landed right on my head, and I don't even remember it, honestly.
Don't do that in plate armor. You're not light enough for it. She is.
Yeah.
But you're not. So, don't do any of that acrobatic shit that she does. It's not for you. It's definitely probably not for most people. Could be for that tall, dark elf woman, maybe. She looks like she's all spider, all like... You get what I'm saying. Anyway, yeah.
I'm like squinting.
So he goes, when they charge at you, drop your shoulder, flip them on their ass, and then stab them in the face. Because their face is going to be right behind you when you're done flipping them, right?
I get it, and their face is their weak point, right?
Face is always the weak point, right? If it's a monster of some kind, shoot it in the mouth, stab it in the mouth, the eyes... Generally the face area. Usually it's not super well armored unless it is, in which case you'll just piss it off. If its face is armored, its butthole isn't armored, right? Those are the two.
Renault has a... Oh my god. Renault has a notepad out. He's legitimately just writing notes down as you're talking.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's like, if it can't be both, right? It can't be both. If it is both, you run away. But it can't be both. So that's my advice there for that. So yeah, for us, different way of moving. Just different way of moving.
Mouth, butthole, or mouth and butthole. Got it.
Right.
All right.
Great. I'm not sure if you learned anything.
Roll an intelligence check?
Only if you want to, dude. Only if you want to.
You know what? I want to know. Now I want to know.
Oh, Renault did learn.
He did learn.
Renault did. He can learn. He can improve. Okay.
He needs notes like a big boy.
That's Reynolds day 2. So Thalen.
Okay. I think well, I'm wondering if Thalen would just start also joining the sprint conga line as his strength training, or if he would go to sergeant. Yeah, he's gonna go to sergeant.
Okay. You go to the sergeant.
Oh. what are the odds do you think I can convince Titan to come along with this on me, and also get some strength progress in his own way?
Immediately, Titan is happy to fight with you.
Excellent.
You don't need to convince Titan of much. He's a dog. So, he's easily convinced to do most things, except maybe eat lettuce. So.
Okay, so I'm gonna go talk to the sergeant.
Mhm.
I've got my helmet on, trying to make good impressions, and I salute as I come up to the sergeant.
He salutes back, and he says, Good to see you have your helmet on. You should keep it on.
Seems to be a good policy.
He looks up, and he looks back to you. You should always keep it on.
I'm also going to look up. I don't know what I'm looking for, but Thalen's trying to keep up.
After you've looked up, he looks up again. What'd you see? You see something up there?
No.
Okay.
I guess it's good to check.
It is good to check. We forget to look up because we're down here, but you should always look up, occasionally, especially in battle. Some of them can fucking fly. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was part of the. I think at some point in our basic, they said there was flying ones.
Yeah, there are flying ones. Yeah. Okay, so let's. What do you want to do? You want to tussle? You want to do calisthenics? What do you want to do? Why are you?
Whatever you think is best. I'm just too weak.
He looks you over. He pushes you.
I'm assuming that Thalen's just gonna fall over. I mean, if it's a good shove.
It's a good shove.
Yeah.
Okay,
we can just virtualize that attack roll.
So he pushes you, you fall over, he goes, oh fuck, that's pretty bad. He reaches down and picks you up. He goes, okay, you
yes sir.
have been I've determined something. Now it's not terminal, you're not gonna die yet, but you have noodle arms.
Yeah, Thalen's gonna take that one right in the pride and say, yes sir.
You've got noodle arms. So we gotta work on your noodle arms. And your noodle legs. You're just mostly noodle, and that's bad. You're in the army. I am hesitant, confused, and concerned because I'm sure you gained weight and strength in training and basic. And so I'm those three emotions about you prior to that training.
I'm on the fast and quick side, sir. I think it's carried me to here.
Okay. But that's not going to help you if you come across a lightning bruiser. So
I agree.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Right. So let's work on that. So strength training. You are going to do the basics, which is push-ups, squats, burpees, planks, and running. Can't forget the running. Running's for building up endurance. You're gonna do all those things, and then we'll fence.
All right.
Okay. So go ahead and make your strength check for me. And we discard the penalty when you're under 10. By that I mean when your score is under 10, you discard the penalty. So it's just a flat roll. No modifier.
Oh, I guess I'll just add a +1 so it cancels.
Yeah, you can do that, yeah.
Assuming this is what you're...
Yeah, that's what I mean. So that's 19. So you take to the strength training. You seem very gung ho about it. Like you're there for it. You are excited for it. You're hoping for gains, big gains, and you do pretty well. 19 out of 100 points. So on your first time doing strength training. So
Thalen's also going to try and keep up with Cinder and up his protein intake.
Okay. All right. That moves us to Vi.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm just doing my daily stuff. Honestly, I'm not gonna do too much from the routine
Mm-hmm.
of maybe some light cards in the morning, then jogging,
Mhm.
training, then jogging, then training,
Okay.
and gambling, and bed.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that strength check for me.
Who wins in gambling?
Well, you guys can roleplay that out next, if you'd like.
Yeah.
Oh my.
God damn.
God damn. So that's a 19. So we discard the penalty when you're under 10. So that take you up to 32.
Oh, and being chased while running around the pond.
Yep, 31 actually. But yeah, so your fighter training is proceeding well. Furia has instructed you in a couple of sword forms so that you can get the hang of dueling with a heavier weapon or dueling against a heavier weapon. Some parries, some ripostes, some pirouettes, that sort of thing to kind of get you through the basics. It's not like, heavy instruction, but it is to help get you over the line with some of the more martial, like fencing, as opposed to what you're used to, which is less dueling and more cutthroat. So, let's see here. That's good progress for you too. Okay, so that's that day. Unless there's any role play we want to do, there are 3 more days in our week, and then our briefing. So, do you guys want to do your cards moment, or do you want to?
Oh, yes.
Okay, let me go ahead and move you guys into the scenery for that, real quick. Just real quick. Zoom. Zoom. But you here. But you here. All right, cards moment.
I have money for once. I'm not gonna lose it this time. Oh wait, no, I don't have money.
You have 1 gold piece.
Okay. I should have marked it in. It didn't. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So what do we do again? Do we roll something?
Oh yes. So if you guys are doing your cards, she gets to make a playing cards set roll, which is she's got the proficiency. If she clicks on the tool check in her attributes page, which is just below survival there for you, Vi, you can just roll it straight from there, and that'll be your roll. And then for him, it is not something you're proficient in. So you're just making a flat. What is it? Why is it wisdom? It should be intelligence. So, can I edit you? Edit. Intelligent. There we go. All right. So you just make a straight intelligence check versus her playing card skill check.
Okay.
So
Oh,
to beat the pants off him, Vi, you need to roll a 19 or better in your card game.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Like you're
I am
being
just
a
playing like
peerless
straight
student.
fire.
Yeah, you're being a peerless student right now. It's intelligence. Let's drop that hat. And you win.
No, I'm just gonna play this in the way that I'm not even sure I entirely understand the rules yet. So like, oh man, you win again. That's your choice if you like let me think that or try to get away with it.
No, if you win, you win. It'll be clear as day.
Fair enough. So you correct me?
Yes.
Alright, fair enough. Cool.
Do you
Oh,
actually
we didn't
bet any
really.
money on that?
Did you?
I was gonna bet the whole gold
Why would you do that?
because Renault is not good with money.
So we're gonna just be passing back the gold coin.
Well, he
I mean,
won,
now
so he gets a gold from you. So he will have 2 now.
and then you get a chance to win them both back tomorrow.
It just keeps
Thumbs up.
It just keeps going up and up and up. Somehow this man accidentally robs you of all your money.
No, I wouldn't let that happen.
Okay, so you guys get some card games in. Let's do day 3 if we don't mind. We can keep things moving a little bit. All right,
So now I have the 2 gold, I think.
you should have
Yeah.
2 gold in your inventory.
Alright.
Amelia. I see someone has drawn a box. Amelia, what would you like to do? You have 2 things on your list. You have charisma improvement and acquire alchemist supplies. Raven.
Mike was muted.
Oh, there you
Um,
are.
I think he would at this point in time still focus on her charisma improvement training.
Sure.
And that is mainly gonna be with, blasting some more rock with firebolt.
Sure. Anyway, I started blasting.
Oh god, now I have PTSD
I'm sorry.
from the other game.
More like, anyways, now I started bolting. But yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your charisma check.
If nobody would mind, I would like to take the +3. I'm running a little behind on the checks.
Have at it.
Take it.
+3 spent. Okay. 21. So that takes you up to 31 points. Out of 250. Good stuff. Okay. Cool. So you are much more accurate today, having learned a great deal the day before, and this has reinforced those lessons for you. So good improvement. Very good improvement. To the point where, like, you have a small crowd of soldiers nearby betting on whether or not you're going to hit. Just casually exchanging copper pieces back and forth with each other.
Makes me a little bit more nervous, a little bit of stage fright, if you would call it.
Mm-hmm. But you perform well, so.
But I perform well.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like.
Yeah. All right. Anything else for Amelia?
probably walk around a little to see what everyone else is doing and if they are surviving.
Well, no one seems to be dead. So, on the face of things, they seem to be okay. If anyone has any, like, outward signs of distress, feel free to inform us so that Amelia can spot it, as opposed to if you're hiding it, then you can make a deception roll if you'd like, if you have any distress whatsoever. So I think off the top of my head, the people who strike me as distressed would be Thalen because of dog armor and Elia because of paperwork.
Yep, I would probably be depressed about that.
Are you outwardly
And
so?
concerned and worried.
Are you outwardly so, or are you
Yeah,
trying to hide it?
Oh, I don't think I'd be hiding it. I mean, it's really not a secret that I'm not supposed to be here, and I'm trying to actually get to where I'm supposed to be.
Okay. And what about you, Thalen?
I think he's exhausted and worried. I think he's got that kind of. I don't think it's hard to tell when he interacts with Titan that he's worried about this dog.
Okay. So that's what you see from your comrades when you do your walkabout, Amelia.
And there goes my browser. Okay.
Oh no, not the browser.
My browser decided to go Windows XP.
Okay. Well, I have your character sheet up in case you need to roll anything. What would you like to do with this information that 2 of your comrades are distressed?
Halen would probably be fine, just needs a bit of rest. That's how Amelia would think about it. Amelia, on the other hand, Amelia would walk up and... do you need any help with that? Do you want any help with that? It's paperwork.
Well, I mean, I was originally there was a offer for a position consulting with the Corinthian forces and the academy and all that fun stuff, and I applied for it and I got selected for the job, and so I came here thinking I'd be going to Florida's helping people with my skills, but instead I'm here and they can't seem to find the paperwork, or they say that somebody else, some other name, was accepted, or it's supposedly somebody else, some other name, and I'm not sure if I'm just stuck lost in translation or what the deal is, but yeah, any help would be appreciated.
Alright then, let me see what I can do for you.
You have an idea about how to help Elia.
Not at all.
Okay, so you know that you're a little charismatic and you could maybe help get over a little bit of the potential xenophobia that might be happening. You know there are not many Zeets in this country, but you do know there's quite a few Cheyennes now, and the administration has been dealing with Cheyennes for quite a while. You've dealt with the administration as a Cheyenne, because you are one, and you kind of have a little bit of a knowledge on how to work the system to get it to move. So you might be able to use your charisma to help her get some traction on her inquiry. Are you muted again, Raven?
Yeah, my brain is just pulling blanks.
Hmm.
I mean, it's almost 2 a.m. for me.
Yeah, I know. What you'll be doing is you'll be doing a charisma check, and your charisma check will, if you succeed your DC, if you beat your DC or meet it, she will get advantage on her roll for tracking down her paperwork.
Alrighty. Let's see.
Okay, yeah, 17 is more than enough. So we will skip to Elia because this is kind of the topic that we're talking about right now. We'll come back to Cinder right after. So Elia.
Yep. So I go and try to talk to whoever the appropriate people are that Raven can points me in the direction of.
Amelia points you in that direction, yeah. So for you, it's a persuasion check at advantage. If she points you in the right direction and helps you with it. It's kind of like when you go to a restaurant and you order something, and then the server brings the wrong thing, and then your spouse or you know, boyfriend or girlfriend or whoever says, "But that's not what they ordered," right? So you have your, "But that's not what they're asking," person here. 17's good. So you get a little bit more traction. You find out that your name was recorded incorrectly when you were enlisted. And while you can read and write Kruik and Common Kruik, handwriting's a bitch, and between the transfer of paperwork from the administration building you first checked in at and whenever it got recorded on your real identity, these things got crossed. And so your application paperwork, the name doesn't match on that paperwork, and it doesn't match your denti. And so every time they're like, "Oh, let's see your denti," you show them the denti, they're like, "Oh, this is not even the same person," and they stonewall you. And so you guys have figured out what the cause of the problem is. It's the drift between the two languages, and mistranslation. So sorting out the translation error is going to take some time, because you're going to have to get what you thought was the case, which is prove that you're the person who applied first, and then provide that paperwork to the right authority. But at least you
But I'm assuming I have my Zetegnian identification, so I can probably
the Zeets
show
don't
them
use
that.
ID like
Use
that. Unfortunately, they don't use ID like that because they have a low population and they don't have those kind of bureaucratic troubles that Krunth has. So they don't need to.
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't even have like a university ID or etc. from where I work.
Oh no, because they don't have that sort of thing. They know each other in Zetechnia. I'm saying it's a small population. Like when you go to your academy, everybody knows who you are. They've known you there for years. There's no need for an ID. Because it's not like there's thousands of students. There aren't that many people in Zetechnia. There's, less than 500,000 people in Zetechnia?
Okay, so it's a small place.
It's small population-wise. So, like, within your own quote-unquote village, everybody knows you. And so this whole concept of an ID and, like, flashing it everywhere you go is been alien to you. And all the mass of people, it's like, country kid goes to New York City for the first time, overwhelmed by the weight of humanity there. So it's sort of the experience that you're having a little bit here in Kruth.
Oh.
But Amelia kind of gets you on the right, in the right direction here. They do confirm that your paperwork, what you told them your name was, and what wound up on your ID, read very differently in Kruik. To Krunthians. So the way you're reading and the way they're reading it is a little bit different, enough for them to say that you're not the same person. And so correcting your ID and getting your submitted application from Zetechnia are your two things that you need to accomplish to get your paperwork set up. Completing these two tasks will have Elia removed from the campaign and go on to the academy. So you'd be rolling a new character after that.
Okay.
So they're just that's your heads up. But if you complete those 2 tasks, that's where her story goes. So you need to still send a letter back to Zigtetnian to get your copies and correct your ID. So both of these are multi-step, but you've successfully checked on your paperwork, and so that's your thing for the day. Okay.
Yeah. So does it take a whole day if I'm like writing home to family and just letting them know kind of how I'm doing and stuff, and like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, dealing with the administration, it's like going to the DMV. You might as well just plan your whole day around it, right? So,
Okay.
yeah, so you go to the administration with Amelia, who's already done target practice that day, so it's getting on in hours. And it's just, you're waiting in line, unfortunately, and then you get up to the kiosk, and they're like, what's your problem? You describe your problem to them. It's a whole ordeal. There's a lot of groaning and sighing. They tell you, okay, your ID is wrong. You need a new one, but you're enlisted, so it's going to be a big process for you to get fixed. Okay, so they describe this to you, and you're like, what the fuck is happening to me right now? So, that's
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I didn't know if I had time to write a
yeah. You can write a quick.
check-in
Yeah, you can write.
folks at home.
Yeah, you can write a quick letter to home.
Yeah.
Yeah, not like you're not asking for any kind of progress on anything in particular. It's just a check-in to home that doesn't require anything. So.
Yeah, because my partner and my kiddo and etc. I'm wondering how they're doing, and
Okay.
so I'm letting them know that I've survived and making progress, trying to make progress on getting out of harm's way here, but asking how they're doing and telling them I miss them and all that fun stuff.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, you can easily get that done with the time remaining in this day. All right. Let's return to Cinder. Cinder, what's your plan for attacking Sergeant Bucket?
So my first plan is to start the day off like normal, armload of food, grill it to a crisp, be munching on it, waiting for Renault to come sit down.
Mm-hmm.
And then once Renault gets here, I'll be like, you know, I still think your litter mates should have probably eaten you in the womb, but today's where you can prove yourself.
I'm honored for the opportunity.
I'll go low and get his attention, and then you flank him from the side.
Wait, but if you're going low, wouldn't I go high?
I just don't know if I trust you that much yet.
All right, that's fair. I'll go to the side. No worries.
You are by default higher than him. He's 3 feet tall. All right. Sorry, I had to get that in there. Continue.
And with that, Cinder's gonna stand up and brush off his uniform, and then pick up his mace, and then go into a rage and scream as he runs over to Sergeant Terry.
Okay.
Shit, just like that, huh? All right. I'm gonna run towards Sergeant Terry as well, but from the other side.
All right. So he sees this happening. He goes, "Oh, what the fuck is this?" And this is just your thing, Cinder. So, but this is all played for laughs. Go ahead and make your dex check, Cinder.
Can I also get the? I'll steal the +1.
All right. Yeah, you can burn a +1 for that. All right. And Reynolds, you would have been next. So, do you want this to also go towards you?
Sure.
Sure. Okay. So this is
right.
this is your moment as well. Go ahead and roll your check. 20 points for Cinder. 18 points for Renault.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're sitting at 37 points, Renault, which is pretty good for 3 days of work. And Cinder's sitting at 41 points. Okay. So yeah, you guys get in there. He's like, "Oh, what the fuck is this?" And you guys kind of just start ganging up on him. And he goes, "You guys don't really learn anything other than learning to fight as a team in this." And you guys do really well at fighting as a team against him. But he does
Teamwork makes the dream work.
he does manage to hold you off. You do have a few new bruises, and he does not seem very much worse for wear. So, when it finishes and you guys are both tired, he goes, "So, same time tomorrow, Cinder?"
Cinder's gonna grumble as he picks himself off the ground and kind of hobbles away.
I'm gonna wander on back behind Cinder, a little bit of a limp on my good leg.
Okay.
Tomorrow, the three of us get him. Why did he pick you up and throw you at me like that? Why didn't you catch me?
I just have this image of Bucket grabbing you by one of your hind legs, spinning you around, and then throwing you at Renault, and Renault just fully sidestepping out of the way.
The opposite of a trust fall.
Yep. Yep. All right. Who's after Renault? Because that took care of Renault.
For the record, I didn't catch you because when you were thrown, you had your claws out, and I'm not catching that. I'm sorry.
That takes us to Thalen. So Thalen.
I think while that fight was going on, Thalen was doing push-ups the whole time.
Okay, just quietly doing push-ups by the tree while they're duking it out over here. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. There you go. Go ahead and make your roll for me.
It's notes for arc reasons.
It's so funny. Alright, yeah.
Whoa.
16's pretty good. It takes you up to 35 points, which is pretty good.
How's Titan doing? Is he getting any strength conditioning after from jumping around me while I do push-ups?
Yeah, he keeps trying to get under you and crawl under you, and then kind of dig under you, and then he tries to stand on you, but then you can't do the push-up because he's 80 to 90 pounds at least. He's a big dog. And then he's just kind of in the play position around you and doing in circles, wondering why you're not running off and doing zoomies while he's trying to entice you into that. All the things dogs do when you're trying to do push-ups. Yeah, licking your face constantly. And while you're doing that, after the sergeant's done beating the pants off the other two of them, he says to you, "You're definitely learning how to power through distractions there." That's all I gotta say.
I think he tries to reply, but there's dog in his face, so it's just.
Alright, Vi.
How you doing?
There she is. There she is. What are you... You're doing your fighter training today, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, unless someone were to stop me in my routine, I'm pretty much going to be doing the same thing every single day.
That's how you train. So...
Methodical, routine...
Determined.
Crap.
Yep.
Crap.
It'll pay off eventually. Go ahead and roll me a d20.
A strength?
Yeah, your strength, yeah.
Or d20. Okay.
Yeah, we're just shaving off the penalty, though, so just a regular d20 will do it.
Oh.
Okay, 8. 8 points. And do 8 points. 9. Just for expediency, roll me 2 more. And anyone who's doing just physical training of sorts. Roll me 2 more. Okay, so 32 total. Okay, that puts you over for the fighter. So I've got only a few minutes left. So 39, 32, 71. So you've earned your fighter level.
Yes, I'm so happy.
And then 71, so you're about
Can
20.
I roll for my health?
Oh, I haven't leveled you up yet.
Okay.
But you're 29 points away from +1 to your strength. So,
Nice.
okay, but that's all 5 days for you. Okay. All right. I want to real quick run through the gentlemen. So, gentlemen, all of you make your combat training checks. So that's Renault, Cinder, and Thalen. Because we're running out of time, and I want to do the briefing before next session, so we can jump into next session.
I guess this is going to be all 3 of us hitting bucket tomorrow.
Yep, that's all 3 of you
Yes.
hitting bucket. So Renault gets a 19.
He doesn't expect the third one from the other side.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh yeah, he
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
no, he does not.
No, he does not. Okay, so Renault, you have a 56. Go ahead for you too, Cinder.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and a 15 for Cinder. So that brings him up to 56. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so you guys fight, and it's a scrap. And at the end of it, the 3 of you are on your backs. He's on one knee, breathing heavily, and he just goes, I was expecting you, and points to Cinder. I figured you were going to be in it too, pointing at Renault. And he looks at Thalen and he goes, I expected you sooner or later. And he looks at Titan, but never did I think you would have betrayed me.
Oh. Oh.
The puppy.
Okay.
All part of the plan, sir.
And then for expediency, the other 2 ladies, which are you going to work on? Because you have, we've limited time for roleplay reasons. I do want to do the briefing.
I have 2 days left, right?
Yes, you have 2 days left.
Yep, and my 2 days are already accounted for because that's my Featherlight and my Radiant Thorns.
Okay, so Arcana checks for both of those.
Do we have any
Amelia
bonuses
would.
left?
Sorry? Didn't hear what you followed up with, Elia?
Do we have any bonuses left?
We have 1 + 1 left.
Should I use it?
No,
Take it.
yeah, if you don't use it, you're all gonna lose it, so.
I'll use it on the second one.
Okay. 14's good enough for the Featherlight. Second one. Ooh, Thorns, not enough energy.
Could I have done the Thorns first?
You could have. Yeah. It's one or the other one's gonna succeed or fail.
Yeah, well, because I get more benefit right away from the Thorns than I do the Featherlight.
Yeah.
So let's do that.
So, okay, so Thorns first. Okay.
And that will be Radiant.
Radiant Thorns. Okay. And
You need
sorry. Go ahead, Amelia. What's your 2 things?
Blasting rock and more blasting rock.
Okay. Yeah.
So blasting rock and blasting rock.
Okay, so 22 total. added in. So 353 points. So that's 1/5 of the way there. That's not bad. Okay. I'm just going to take a real quick note on your chainmail there. Thorns. So I'm reminded of that. And then... Okay. Last thing that I want to talk about. There is...
Did I get a letter back from home?
Not yet. Home is far, so it's going to be a while.
Yeah, I didn't know how the mail worked here, given that we have if it's teleported out or whatever, since we're besieged or what.
Yeah, it's gonna even if it was teleported out, it would be a while.
Do the three of us have one more physical roll?
You guys only did one. Yeah, so you have one more physical roll. So go ahead and make those. I moved your scrap armor into the Bane Knights group items.
Thank you.
Yeah. Ooh, ugly. All right.
This time, Bucket is more prepared.
He is more prepared this time. And Reynolds, go ahead and do yours, and then I will do the briefing for the next session.
Yes. Oh, where's my mouse? There it is. Boop.
And
Oh my god.
nice. Reynolds is the only one who got out of that in pretty good shape. So, the other two of you wound up on your ass again. All right. So for the briefing, you guys are gathered into the battalion headquarters here. We'll just double file you, march you in. Go ahead and assort yourselves around the table here.
I'm just shuffling my deck.
Sorry, what?
I still cannot see shit, so if someone can place me at a chair, that would be amazing.
Oh, is your computer still fucked up? Okay.
Yep.
Cinder sits on the table.
I'm gonna shoot him off.
How do you do that thing where you place slightly off grid?
Shift. You shift and drag, yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Okay. And Vi, did you have a question?
No, not really a question. I'm just gonna shuffle my cards until someone sat on the table and partially on my card, so I'm like, shoot.
Okay. So the commander comes in for the briefing here. I'm going to go ahead and change our music here. We might have a little bit of a jolt. All right. So the commander comes in, says, all right, everyone, settle it down. We have a mission given to us. During the recent battle, quite a number of Tal's demons were loose in this neighborhood and rampaged unchecked for several hours. We've been tasked to conduct a sweep of the area to put down any stragglers and to gather the bodies of the dead to burn so they can't be used by the enemy. This is a simple search and destroy mission. I'll be levying the 4th Salamanders, which is a light infantry battalion, to assist in this endeavor. Once the area is secure, you and the sergeant will supervise the disposal operation. If you succeed, we can see about you all being promoted to squad leaders. Lieutenant Furia will be off on a mission of her own to complete, so she will be unable to support you for this mission. Major Veilmeyer here doesn't have anything else to add, isn't that right? The major, who's standing next to her, says, that's correct, no additional intelligence for this mission. She says, any questions?
Are we to expect any interference from living or undead creatures while we're doing this?
Yes, that's literally why we're doing this. We are looking for enemies that have been not caught by the first sweep. So we're sweeping to kill any enemies we come across, undead, living, or otherwise.
Okay, so we're not just disposing of them. Well, we're disposing of them and then disposing of them.
Yes, search and destroy, and then dispose of any dead bodies you come across. Any dead bodies you come across.
Understood.
The major follows up with that to sort of give you a little bit more reason why we're doing this. Helcorth has been bathed in demonic and necromantic energies for the duration of the siege. Leaving a body out for any duration of time risks the opportunity for it to rise on its own. So, disposing of corpses is just run of the mill for us now. Get used to it.
Did
The commander says, any other questions?
How big of an area are we sweeping?
A full neighborhood, roughly. And she thinks about it for a second as I go to my actual scenery and take a look at it.
Cinder's gonna grumble. Don't like searching dead bodies. Smell bad.
Well, imagine how they'll smell once we set them on fire and burn them.
Imagine you actually have a sense of smell.
It's about, she says, about 1,100 square feet.
All right.
Actually, it's probably more because this grid is off. Hold on. Grid. Yeah, so it's this is actually a large scale encounter, so we're gonna be doing. So it's 20 hexes by 23 hexes. So and we will go over what that's going to be like. It's going to be our training mission, basically, for large scale encounters. You guys will have control over a few light infantry squadrons. And that's going to be our encounter, our first part of the encounter for that session. And then, the rest of it will be just regular encounter. But it's going to get you a little warmed up. Rewards for this mission are, of course, war score points and bonuses for completing the mission successfully. So gold and other potential rewards. So, okay.
What did we get for the previous mission, or did we just get the experience?
You just got the experience for it. That's all.
the exposure.
The exposure.
And we didn't get. We didn't TPK. I'd say that was a good reward.
That's a good
Yeah.
reward, yeah.
Yep.
we receive the rest of the campaign.
Yep. So 5 additional days. Alright, so your war score is now, as of this moment, 60 to 62. So they've passed you. Alright. Alright. She says, alright, dismissed. Get a good night's sleep. Tomorrow we leave early in the morning, crack of dawn. Before dawn. It's winter. What am I talking about? 0400. And she leaves. And the major leaves. Okay. And unless there's anything else, that is the end of the session.
I don't need any sleep. We should go now.
Let me have him.
I call a corner bed.
You guys settle up on your beds. Titan gets his own bed. Titan just lays in this bed by himself.
Okay then.
By the way, Cinder snores very loudly.
Oh my god.
Can we cast silence on just him?
Do you have the silence spell?
I might ask for a scroll of it.
Okay.
Wait, isn't it concentration?
It is.
So, gonna maintain the concentration all night while you sleep?
Well,
I'm
if
an elf. I don't sleep.
you do actually. You don't have the meditate feature.
Oh shit. Never mind.
Yep.
I'm used to playing other elves. Anyway.
We're
okay.
talking like chainsaw.
Furia will get
Oh,
up in the
no.
middle of the night with a pillow, come over to you, hit you with it to wake you, and she's like, if you don't stop that, I will strangle you.
Stop what?
Snoring.
How does one stop that?
She looks at you, Do you lie on your back when you sleep as Cinder?
He kind of curls up in a ball.
She goes, I don't know. Change your position. Something. Something. And she walks away.
Waits 30 minutes. Goes back to chainsaw.
5 minutes later, she gets up. She leaves the building.
Oh. I would rather sleep underneath a tree.
Where do you think she's going?
We're gonna need to ritual cast something, I think.
All right. So with that said, I believe we're going to end our session here. Thanks, everybody. I hope everybody had fun. Yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Yeah.
do some more gambling.
And more gambling.
Or Gamba.
Hey, maybe when there's more troops around, like the 4th Salamanders, you'll have plenty of pockets to police, right? So...
No, it's not like that.
Mhm.
It's just it's willfully surrendered.
Willfully surrendered. All right, well, that's it for our session, everybody. I hope everybody who came out had fun. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again in... when are we seeing? This is why I do schedule in the beginnings. We'll see you again for Baptized in Blood in July on the 19th. But Kingdom of Darkness is right around the corner on the 25th of June. So, I almost said September. 25th of June. 8 p.m. USE. So that's the next session that you can hit up on this channel. So 25th June. Write it down. Calendar. 8 p.m. US East. Come out. Support your fellow players. Support people who play this game for fun. We're just doing this for fun. So anyway, we'll see you. Bye, everybody. Bye.
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 Bye.